We love music. We love to showcase different kinds of music. And this is kind of like a little bit of a hidden gem that we're bringing into light because one local church has been loving music and sharing music for nearly 135 years.
That's right. The Central United Methodist Church in Lansing was built in 1889, but the temple was built in 1923. And to celebrate, they're putting on concerts all summer long for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah, so you know, if there's history and if there's music,
you know what that means.
Our Claudia got a chance to tour the beautiful church, and now you get to see and hear it too. Take a look.
Whenever? Okay. When I was 7, my parents bought me a piano. I always begged my parents to sit in a particular pew so I could see the organist play really well and stop and watch him after the service. I'm the director of music and worship at Central United Methodist Church. I've been here about 1.5 years as the music director. When you sit down for a service or a concert to play in front of people, it's a little nerve-wracking, but you have to focus on what the music is trying to say, and you're really trying to connect with the people that are listening to it, so it can tell a story or move them. Especially in a worship service, we're looking for that music to really touch people.
When Mark Mitchell sits to play the organ at Central United Methodist Church in Lansing, the world stands still. In that moment, nothing else matters. The music, like the sanctuary, comes alive.
It's just such a thrill. It's like a dream come true, something I couldn't have ever imagined really being coming true or really happening, but it is. So.
And like the men and women who played before him, with each stroke of the key, Mark is playing history. A history that starts here nearly 135 years ago. It's
our 100th anniversary of the Temple House part of our building. Our church is really 2 buildings. The sanctuary was finished in 1889, and the Temple House that has our social hall and kitchen and classrooms and all that in it was finished 100 years ago this year, so in 1923. So it's 100 years old.
And so they've decided to throw a little party lasting all summer long.
It's 100 years old, and decided to design a music series around that in celebration. We advertise the concerts are at noon. Really, people are invited to bring their lunch, brown bag recital series, if you will. You could eat your lunch here and then go upstairs to the sanctuary at 12:15 for a half-hour concert.
Every Wednesday at noon, anybody can come to the Central United Methodist Church and enjoy a mini concert. It's living history with music and art, right in the heart of one of Lansing's oldest sanctuaries. And Mark gets to continue its legacy alongside the greats who have sat near the pulpit, making sure this sanctuary never goes quiet.
When I was here as a child, Dr. Frank Bartlett was the organist, and I really looked up to him even though I was pretty young. So I followed in some pretty big footsteps and big shoes to fill. It's a mechanical action organ, meaning when you press a key, there's a direct link to the pipe versus an electric organ or different kind. So it's historical, even though it's kind of new in itself, because that's the way organs were built and made and designed before electricity. It has almost 3,200 pipes, and it really can sing in the sanctuary. The favorite part for me is leading congregational singing, to hear 100 people, 200 people, 300 people behind you when you're playing and they're singing right along with you. That's really a thrill.
Mark plans to continue welcoming people to the church with something as simple as a song, to let them know they belong here.
It doesn't matter where you are in your life, anybody is just welcome to walk through our doors.